Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Legends Roadwork. I am here with Purple Wokey, of course, and we're going to
Yo,
talk about
yo.
Family Kamehameha trio that either you
Oh,
really like or
yeah.
really hate, and I have not seen anyone be like, about them on Twitter. They either suck or they're awesome, apparently.
Yeah. Wait, who's saying that they suck?
Well, I don't
Just
think
out of
anyone's saying that
curiosity.
they suck, but I think that the sentiment is either like they're really good units and they're worth having, or they're okay, but you're stupid if you pull because Anav is coming.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
That's
less that the
fair.
units are bad. It's more of a fight of like, should you try to get them or not? Which we will probably
Well,
not answer on this show. So
no, we won't. We're not equipped to handle that. If you want to know, go follow someone who plays Legends religiously.
yeah, talk to Goresh if you want to know.
Go watch that D3 and Goresh video because they go into crazy depth.
All right, there you go. Speaking of crazy depth, we are lowering the depth on this show. um,
Finally,
yeah,
now
well, the
we're going
show
into my
too much
territory.
too much random data on this show. So our lists are gonna be a little bit more like the to be released lists, where we have a little bit more fun with it. Because I was getting sick
Hell
of
yeah.
regurgitating stats. So
Yes.
yeah, so let's talk about the
I
first one, the yellow Super Saiyan Dad Goku, Dadku.
that perfect father figure, Goku.
Yes,
I believe
yes,
that's his name.
yes. His title is Ultimate Father. I
He
like
also
him.
has I think he's really cool because they actually did what I've always wanted, which was make a future Gohan, but it's Goku.
Yeah, he really is just Future Gohan. He's even the same color. He's just Future Gohan except for Sun Family instead of Future. But he's really good. I almost think he's the best unit on the banner. I don't want to make a stance that bold because I don't want to fact check my work, but I think he's really good.
That's fair. I think he's one of those units who are similar to future Gohan, where his worth is weird because it's like it's weird to have someone on the team that's 100% based on the fact of like I don't care if you die.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Um,
also, if everyone's alive, then they get like the rising rush is way stronger, which is actually something that's extremely scary for someone like me who specifically uses Ribrianne to tank the rising rush.
yeah, when you get the super buffed Rising Rush. I
Yeah,
will say he's a better support than Future Gohan is because his green card is also an ally buff. It's not just to himself. His green card's
yeah,
actually really cool because it's a full team damage buff, and also it lowers the timers to tag out,
yeah.
which is cool.
And that's something that a lot of these. The funny thing is that these units are actually built around like each other in a way that's like they're able to get away with it because they're like, oh, just Sun Family, but then all of their buffs are like crazy because it's all they're basically one team. It's like having
Yeah,
the small pieces of Exodia.
kind of. They're definitely built like a set. Um, but it's nice that just because there's a lot of Sun Family tag units, that you don't have to have the full set to use them, which I think is good.
Yes, that is very good.
Yeah, I like that about them in general.
Yeah,
Um,
and I'll also say I like the fucking Ghost Broly in the back of Goku's
yes,
art.
his art is great. I like all three of their arts, but Goku definitely has the best one.
Yeah, he has the fucking like Mask of Zoro Z, and then he has like a crazy ass Broly, which is the coolest Broly has ever looked.
Yeah, the original Broly looks stupid except for right there when he looks awesome. Um,
Yes, exactly.
yeah, I like the card a lot. He is definitely my favorite of the new cards, even though I will say it's pretty boring that basically everything about him is recycled. He has nothing, no new animations at all.
Yeah, that is kind of a shitty thing, but I think this is their same frame of mind as which is mine, which is like he's gonna die anyway. So
Yeah, who gives
why?
a shit? He's fucking dead anyway. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fair.
I also think it's really funny that his unique ability is called "You Need Me for Protection."
Yeah, it's a question mark and an exclamation mark. Like he's affronted that you said it.
It's like he's like, "Damn it, you were about to make me proud, Gohan, but even when I'm dead, am I not allowed to rest?"
Yeah, I don't know if it's supposed to be him like asking like, "Hey, I will come help you if you need me." But boy, it doesn't come off that way.
No, it doesn't. Which is why there's like a certain like a modern day Goku seems weirdly passive aggressive towards his son,
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it's
which like never existed beforehand. But every other like new stuff here, it just shows how many people have just been gaslit into believing the hype of Goku is bad.
yeah, man, talk about the overblown meme. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
talk about it. Sorry, I was
our
sorry to bring up something so sad.
yeah. So our first non informative review, where do you put him on the scale? Oh, also his EX not EX, what do you call it? His bench skill, Z ability. His is super fucking good.
It's just straight up Sun Family, which
It's
I'm
straight up Sun
glad.
Family and it's double defenses.
It's something that a Sun Family has needed, which is a Sun Family unit that doesn't need to be fucking 5-star to do anything.
Yep. It's about time Sun Family got some cheap support.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna give him around a 4 out of 5. I think he's extremely good, and the only thing that's really a bummer is like as you said is that he's just kind of like he's a lot of reused animations, but I think everything else around him is just so insanely good. He's a good unit, and his art again has the best Ghost Broly ever made.
Yeah, everything about him is really good. He's just like he's a support character, but he can still hurt because just the way he works, like the built-in key recovery and all that kind of stuff. I like him a lot. I think he's great. I'm gonna give him a 4.5 out of 5. 4.5 out of 5.
There we go. So that gives him up around to a 4.3 out of 5.
4.25 out of
All right,
5.
that's good.
So next we have Family Gohan.
Yeah, this guy I actually have.
Do you? Yeah, I have all three of them somehow. I got Legends did that thing that all my games do to me, where I'm like, all right, I'm really getting sick of this shit, and then it just like handed me everyone I wanted with no effort. So it's gonna go right back to being completely shitty to me here soon.
Yeah, it's going to be
Uh
very
huh.
soon.
Yeah, gotchas do as gotchas do.
Yep.
But yeah, he's cool. Also, I think he's probably my least favorite of the three because he's just super basic. Like his kit is just like, hey, either I hit hard or I hit really hard, and that's like it. But in this game, I mean, that's all you need,
Yeah, no,
really.
he's. I will say, in defense of how he is only hitting hard, he hits really damn hard.
Yeah, he indeed strikes quite hard.
It's the this is the Gohan everyone wanted from Super Saiyan. This is Super Saiyan 2 Gohan turned
Cutting
into
people in
adult
half.
form.
um,
Yeah, yeah.
One thing
Go
that kind of
ahead.
bugs me is that he is very strike centric, and the rest of the Sun family is very blast centric. So you could look at that, I guess, as either like good or bad. Because on one hand, it's like, yay, they're
Yes,
doing
yeah.
strike damage, and nobody else does strike damage. But then also, it's like, I have all these fucking blast cards in my hand, and I can't do that much
Do
damage with
anything.
those. Yeah.
I will also say this is kind of a bummer, which is it's stupid to complain about, but because his special is the Masenko, when you're going for a Rising Rush and both Goku and Goten do a Kamehameha, and then he shows
And
up
then
with the
he
Masenko,
does the
it really,
Maseko, yeah.
it's like, did you not get the memo, Gohan? Did you not get that everyone was doing?
And also, it
Uh,
sucks because you can't recreate a family Kamehameha using Rising Rush with him because he does the Masenko instead.
exactly. It's something where it's like it's something that's very small, but I assume the only reason they gave him that Masenko is because they wanted to save the ultimate ability for his family Kamehameha,
Yeah.
which his family Kamehameha is the family Kamehameha, but only different. It's basically the same that was Goten's, except for he doesn't have the silly little
Yeah, he
animation
can't trigger
afterwards.
the animation at the end. Yeah.
No,
One thing I
and then
do
it
like
also.
that's cool, I
Mhm.
think, between him and Goten is that both of their green cards switch the hand cards to the type of attack they're good at. So, like, if you use the green card with Gohan, it turns all of your blasts into strike, and if you use it with Goten, it turns all of your strike into blast. I like that.
Yeah, I will say that if you're using that, you should make sure to be smart about it, because I recently played against the Cooler because Cooler has the exact same green card where he turns everything into strike cards.
Yes.
And so he used his green card, and then he used Rising Rush. And then I looked at him almost. I almost felt like sending him like I wish you could send a message like Dragalia, like send
A
it
little
really.
emote.
Yeah, because then I just pick Strike, because guess what? Chances are he has fucking Strike.
Yeah, although that's a pretty good fake out if you have something like another green card or you have a super.
Old, yes, if you have a super, if you can smartly time this so that all your blast cards turn to Strike, and then you use Rising Rush, and then you can fake them out on it, I think it's very good. But if you're not thinking about it, you will accidentally use Rising Rush and then completely fuck yourself.
Yeah, that's a terrible move. What a bad autopilot.
Yeah. That I felt bad for that guy because he was winning up until that point, and then my Ribrianne was safe, and then he died.
Yeah, you hate to let Ribrion live. That's never a good look.
It's true. Don't let it do it. The other thing about him is that I think it's really funny is that there's now a team that you can use where you can use this Gohan, and then you can use him with the Goku who dies, and then you can also use it with the him who dies, and then he just becomes an extremely stupid monster.
Yeah, anyone who gets that is just crazy. Like Penta was talking about using the father son Gohan who gets like the double nuke
Yes.
with dead Goku and dead future Gohan, and he's just a ridiculous beast.
Yes, exactly. Like after dying, like there's such a thing that they're so powerful that I'm surprised that I like you've shown me before, like when we used Super Saiyan God to fight against the Legends Road Trunks, and
Hmm.
how he wasn't even able to get rid of all his buffs because all his buffs came from characters dying.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know what the reasoning was, but those buffs did not go away.
No, so it's something that's extremely terrifying to think about. And I also think that this Gohan, he also has insane key recovery. I feel like the one difference that you can super tell between an old card and a new card is that if you don't do anything for like 2 seconds, their key is almost all back.
Yeah, yeah. They all kind of get pretty wild key recovery. Also,
And then
again,
also,
Gohan
mhm,
lowers the substitution count. I think when you use his Family Kamehameha, like everyone can just tag right after it.
come back in.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does what Hercule does, which is a callback to the fact that he's going to be marrying his daughter very soon. And then also, I like that in his art it has Trunks, but then when you use it to do the Family Kamehameha, he disappears.
That's funny. Yeah, I don't really know why his
It
art has
is.
Trunks. I guess just because Trunks was technically in that movie, even though he never gets any
He,
respect for being in that movie.
yeah, Green Trunks. It actually kind of looks like it's Goku because it's Goku. It's a giant Goku yelling, and then Goten, and then Trunks. It actually kind of looks like Trunks is also Goku's. I don't know what they're
That's
applying
funny.
here.
Yeah, is it something you want to tell us, Bulma?
Want to tell us something, Bulma, about how you said that I should have really married Goku in that one arc in Namek, and then you found your chance because Goku's too dumb to realize what sex is until it's
Yeah,
too
Goku
late.
has no idea what it is.
Absolutely no idea. He doesn't even understand what a kiss was. He just assumed that Chi Chi was headbutting him all those years.
He thought. I like to imagine every time she does it, he's like, "Oh man, my
I'm
reflexes
gonna.
weren't quick enough."
I'm unguarded. I have to keep my guard up in order to stop that move.
Oh god, that is what he would
Yeah,
do.
100%. And then he knocks them all out. But yeah, this Gohan, I think that's again the one thing that you can say bad about him is that he's literally just all. He's also a defense type, which is funny because he only gets more defensive when two people die.
Yeah, I mean, again, I feel like this game doesn't even know what the fuck it's doing with those typings,
Yeah.
but
Also,
it
I think
doesn't
there's a
matter.
giant. Oh my bad. I think a train just went by, so I don't know if you heard that or not.
I heard something. I thought it was like a howling dog, but a train works.
Yeah, it could be. It actually kind of sounded like a ring wraith was about to come into my my room and kill me.
Oh, I'm glad that didn't happen. God knows
No,
I
thank
can't
God.
finish the show by myself.
That'd be very unfortunate. You'd have to carry on without me.
Yeah, no, I think he's good. He's my least favorite of the three, but only because he's just kind of simplistic and like kind of bland to me. Like Goku
Mm-hmm.
has all this cool shit that he does, and Gohan's just like, I'll kick the shit out of you. So,
Yeah, and then his Z ability gives it to Sun. Again, it's base Sun Family, then later Hybrid Saiyans,
hmm
which I'm just glad that Sun Family has more.
Yeah,
Just
Sun
dudes giving
Family
stuff.
has been like around for a long time, but it's just never had anything because people don't want to go fucking ham on the cards.
It's true. But yeah, how are you feeling about this boy on the big boy scale?
I gave Goku a 4.5. I'll give him a 4.
I think I feel the same. It's around a 4 as well, which is why I feel like this team is so strong. Is that they're just built on a team of just three very good units.
Yeah, they're just good. Like it's there's not a whole lot you can say about them that like is a complaint. They're just good.
Yep, just 100.
Yep.
percent
So that takes us to Goten. He has the worst art of the three, in my opinion.
Good old Goten. The
Oh, you just completely cut out for that whole line.
Oh, that's because Broly's trying to stop me from saying that Goten totally kicked his ass.
it again cut out when you said ass.
Nice. Broly's just
Broly
trying to
really
stop
doesn't want
me.
you to know. Yeah. Um,
Nope.
his art is not good. It's not terrible, but I don't like it. It looks like it's all three Dokkan assets with shading on them stacked on top of each other.
It does. The best thing about his art is that a fucking Mega Man trunk shows up out of nowhere.
I also don't understand why the Family Kamehameha Goten is not doing the right hand position.
Oh, is it?
He's doing the Final Flash hands.
He is. Huh. Yeah, you're right. There's something just weird about his art now that I look at it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like his weird baby hands and his sleeves that are like not looking right, and he's doing the Final Flash hands, not the Kamehameha. I don't know, man. It's bugging me. It's bugging me.
That's fair. You're right. You know what? It kind of does look like he's actually just trying to. He's like Link trying to push something.
Yeah, that is what he looks like.
Or like how most people, I assume, act when they finally get to touch breasts for the first time, of where they don't really understand what
When
they're
they don't know what
doing.
they are.
So they're just kind of like going for the squeeze formation, where you're going like, I guess this is how this. I hope
This
this
is what you
isn't
do,
bothering
right?
you, man.
Like this.
Something like this. I hope this isn't too unpleasurable. And she goes like, No, don't worry, I'm used to it at this point.
He's good though.
Yeah, he is.
His buffs
I will
aren't
say
as
that
strong as the Gohans, like the Super Saiyan 2, the other legendary finish Gohan, but
yeah.
they're a lot more applicable. Like they're easier to use
Oh yeah, yeah.
because you don't have to have a dead Goku. It's just that if your allies, alive or dead, are Sun Family and Super Saiyan.
Easy enough to do, I'd say. And then
Yeah.
that main ability is called Dad, and then his other unique ability is Gohan.
Yeah, and it's funny because Gohan's main ability is Father.
Father! It's perfect. He basically stole Trunks' catchphrase and for his main ability.
Yeah, pretty much. And I mean, yeah, he's all built around the Sun. They're clearly meant to be used as a set because this whole shit's built around
Yes.
the Sun family.
I also like that I don't know if they did this on purpose, but as everyone knows, and especially if you're running Sun Family, because people won't stop talking about it, me included, is that Chi Chi is the one thing that is built in to be the one thing that can counter Sun Family. And then they specifically made the Goten that goes Super Saiyan by accidentally beating up Chi Chi, her weakness.
Yep, he's purple. Boy, does he shit on Chi Chi too, like
Yeah.
badly.
The one thing people need to remember about Chi Chi is that Chi Chi only gets an attack bonus. What she needs is an attack and defense bonus to actually be able to be a threat.
Yeah, so like she was like a big deal when it first happened because uh the best Sun Family purple was like Super Saiyan 3 Goku, and I mean to be fair, she doesn't do super great against him either, but she can
No.
at least burn through him. Goten just like 2 hits, man. It's bad.
Yeah, you have to be if you're not smart with your Chi-Chi, which is actually I think is a very good it's like a difference of a mind games of where when you fight female warriors versus Sun Family, it's a fight of okay, who can I bait him into bringing out Chi-Chi now? Is he actually a good with Chi-Chi? Because if he's bad with Chi-Chi, what he does is that he starts with Chi-Chi. Because you never want to start with Chi-Chi because if you start fucking up, then congratulations, your Chi-Chi is dead.
Yeah. Sometimes I think bringing Chi Chi to counter the Sun family is almost not worth it because I've noticed that when a lot of people bring her, they start playing bad. Like they're
Yes,
so
and that's been
focused
my
on
problem.
protecting her is that it makes them play worse than normal.
Yes. Which is something I noticed when you played against your regular Sun family, is that all in my mind, all I can think of like was Chi Chi's gonna win me this game. When I should have been thinking of how do I win this game?
Right. Like I've beaten plenty. Like I haven't lost to a Chi Chi yet since I got these guys, and it's
Mhm.
because people will tag out like they're dying Chi Chi so that I can rising rush their full health Ribrion and kill her. Like they'll sacrifice so much to keep Chi Chi around, but
Yeah.
I mean, what she's not like she doesn't automatically win.
No, which is important to say is that I feel if she had actual reduction on her, it would be more of a threat. But because she's only attack based, if you plan to use her, you have to be extremely smart. But it also means that you have to do a lot of caveats to the team, meaning that if you use, for example, Mai, you can't go Mai because Goten will literally shit on you if Chi Chi dies. If Chi Chi dies, the match is lost,
Yep.
which is
Hmm.
something that you can't do if you're running Mai and Chi Chi, because then you have to rely on your third character in order to take down Goku and Gohan, and that's just not going to happen. Ribrianne can maybe do it, but Gohan has too much defense. So he's actually a very good counter against her because she doesn't have a type advantage. So again, I think it's something where I like that this Goten was probably within the mind of like, these Chi Chi players are about to have a terrible wake up.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely feels that way because like every time, and I mean, you should bring her because she's obviously an advantage, but I think people overestimate her worth when they start using her against them, and they become
Mm-hmm.
so desperate not to let her die because they think that, oh, Chi Chi is my key to win, where it's still like female warriors are still a top tier team even without her.
Exactly. The important thing to remember is that female warriors does not need Chi Chi. Female warriors has Chi Chi.
Yeah, Chi Chi is a tool. She is not the team when you're up against the Sun family. Like, yeah,
Exactly.
she's good, and she's definitely a hard counter to that. Well, not a hard counter, but she definitely counters them, and you should bring her. But like, just
It's
use her
similar
like a
to the
tool.
situation.
Like, if you're gonna keep a Chi-Chi alive at 20% of her life to sacrifice a full health someone else, like, it's not worth it.
Yeah, no, it's not worth it. And it's similar to I guess something that happened with in Super Saiyan 3 Goku, which was that he was a regen killer, and I guess it's similar to the idea of just like, well, I'm gonna keep him alive because he's the only one that can deal with regen, but also if he's about to die anyway, he's not really gonna do much.
Yeah, it's not gonna do anything. Speaking of regen killer, Goten ignores the family Kamehameha ignores revival, which is
God
just
damn it, this
great.
is he's yes he is. I want to say back to this Goten. The only thing that I don't like about him is that his legendary finish kind of sucks.
It's super lame. There's just
It's like
nothing to it.
unbelievably lame.
So
Yeah.
I've gotten both the normal one and the legendary finish just to see which parts get added. If you do it normally, it's like the Super Saiyan 2 Gohans where the blast just hits them and it ends. If you get the legendary finish, it adds the animation of the blast pushing them into the mountain and then them getting like the getting blown away thing.
How
And
could this be?
yeah, it's just not enough. Like Gohan had the whole walk cycle and then the second push and it's just so good. This one sucks.
Yeah. It's just kind of like, eh. And it doesn't help that also Gohan has his exact same ultimate animation.
Yeah, it's basically the same thing. And like I don't understand why they did the Family Kamehameha because there's no emphasis on the Family Kamehameha in the actual attack. If you
Yeah,
don't
he
pay
just kind of shows
attention,
up.
you will miss the tiny sprite, or not the sprite, but like the little model of Goku and Gohan that also shoot the beam. Like there's no emphasis on them at all. They could have very
No, not in the
easily
same way of
like
Super Saiyan 2 Gohan.
right where you can literally it's framed with the exact scene from the show. And does not do that with this one. They really should have
Yeah.
had it where it
So,
was Goku and Gohan, unless it did the legendary finish, and then the legendary finish was Goku coming down and blasting them as well.
yeah, I think that would be better for sure. But yeah, that's really the only real negative I have about him. And it turns out, like, just his art doesn't feel great, but everything else about him is really good.
Yeah, his
One
kit's
of the blast
crazy.
card, yeah, his one of his arts cards is a paralyzed blast card.
Yep, for just no reason, just because fuck you.
He really didn't need it at all.
No, he did not need it. And man, Paralyze is really fucking good.
It turns out that people were like, "Oh no, Faint's terrible." Paralyze is just as bad because it's just as annoying because it can interrupt your combo.
Yeah, I don't think it's as bad. I definitely think Faint is worse, but
No.
Paralyzed is second. It's definitely
Yeah,
second.
definitely. It can definitely be that way. So, with all that said, how are you feeling about this boy, this tiny boy?
If his art didn't suck so much, because, like I said on Twitter the other day, I actually really like Goten. I think he's like a giant sack of nothing, but I really
Yeah,
like him. I have to go 4.5 out of 5, only because his art is not that good. If the art was better, he'd be a 5 out of 5 for me.
yeah. The best thing about him is that windscreen, and I think that's the same windscreen all Gotens have. So, in terms of art, so I'll also give him a
I
five
don't
out
know.
of
I
five.
thought the
4 out of
windscreen was
5.
new.
Is it new? Never mind then. I'll go 4.3 if it's new.
I think it's new. I don't remember what the old Goten's is, but I don't think it's that one.
That's fair. Well, since we can't confirm it, I'll just stick with a 4.
All right,
I'll
fair
stick with a
enough.
4.
We'll stick with a 4. That's fair.
Mhm.
All right, so
And
let's
that's the
move
Family
on
Kamehameha.
to Question City here. Uh, I should probably pull them
Question
up.
City. Clap, 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 clap. That's a wrestling reference for everyone out there.
Dun
Just
dun.
think that because we're not in to be released doesn't mean I won't figure out a way to say it.
So our first question is from at Ignant, and he says, "Why is Super Saiyan God Vegeta the best unit in the game? You cannot disagree with me because I did the calculations and it says he is OP."
What calculations are you fucking doing?
He's just memeing on the Dokkan Reddit.
I know. I'm just saying that what even if you were to use actual calculations, there's no
Yeah, whatever
way.
math you did sucks because Vegeta is
Are you using the same calculations I used to use when I used to do best of the rest, where I just kind of made up what I thought this character would be good as?
Yeah, man, Super Saiyan God Vegeta really went downhill really fast.
I think it was around the time people, I guess, discovered his how to stop his bullshit,
Yeah, how
which
you
was
can very
apparently it's
easily bait his bullshit and then destroy him.
yeah. Yeah, which is kind of the problem with him. I still think that for the brief period of time when he was released, he was extremely scary. I still stand by my being scared of him, but he's less scary now.
It's a problem. He's way too easy to bait, and like if he raw tags, he's just fucked. So it's yeah,
Oh yeah, don't ever do that.
yeah,
So if you ever get to a person who actually knows how to bait the raw tag, then you're just kind of fucked in terms of that Vegeta.
yep, pretty much.
Well, I hope that answers your question. Get
Second
good,
question
Super Saiyan God
is
Vegeta.
from at Master M, and he says, "Why does Bandai ruin every Dragon Ball mobile game, but also somehow publishes a fantastic JoJo's Bizarre Adventure game called Pitter Patter Pop that everyone should play?" Good question.
Dragon Ball Heroes isn't ruined yet. I say yet.
It's not a mobile game.
Yeah, I mean, the Switch can go anywhere. It's a mobile. Take it wherever you want to go.
Okay, touche. Dragon Ball Heroes, in the strictest sense of the term, is mobile.
Welcome to. Um, you know, here's the fun thing about gachas is that they go through periods of doing extremely good and then they just shit the bed very hard.
Gotchas are just abusive boyfriends.
Uh,
They
I
just
think
treat you
that's
like
kind
shit,
of
and
yeah
then
abusive.
they treat you like shit for a really long time, and then finally you've had it, and they're like, "Baby, no, look, you got all three of the Family Kamehameha units," and you're like, "God damn it, okay, they are pretty fun." And then in a month, it's just gonna be like the Gotenks banner times two.
You mean eventually they'll release a female warriors banner where I don't get the female warriors
Yep, that's gonna
that day is
happen at some
coming?
point.
Oh, I dread that day. I never hope it happens. I think that fits because that also makes or collection my in a comatose boyfriend
Yeah,
that I'm not
your
able to let
boyfriend that
go
was
of.
actually really good to you, but he's sick.
Yeah, he's sick. He was on the up and up, and then it was just like, no, this is how it ends.
The love of your life died, and it keeps pushing you into the arms of these shitty men that don't take care of you.
Exactly. God damn these shitty men. Shitty dudes suck. That's the takeaway from this.
All right. So the next question is from at Dr. Penta, and he says, What do you think they will do for the anniversary? Will it be good, bad, or middling? Probably middling.
Oh, Rayleigh, and it'll be the greatest coming of a Rayleigh since
So
Dokkan
the one
introduced
thing
her.
I think that they're gonna do again is I think they're gonna put lucky bags in again. So that is sort of what if you consider that good, then that will be
Can you
good.
say that? Can you say that again one more
Oh,
time?
did I cut out
You
for you?
kind of
Yeah,
cut
it's
out.
the lucky bags. I think they're gonna bring back the lucky bags.
Uh, you mean are you telling me that they've actually been shitty this entire time, so that when they bring it back for the anniversary, people go like they're going back to the way?
Maybe. I mean, maybe. Uh, I mean, they only did them over New Year's, so it's not like they were
Did I lose
everywhere.
you?
But still, that's my thought for it. It's gonna be some sales, probably a really overpowered unit and a really shitty banner, and lucky bags. Oh, did we did we lose Wokey? I think we lost Wokey. I'm gonna just continue. So let's see. The next question from at is that Amon 214365. I hear a lot of talk about this, so I would like to ask for your point of view. What are your thoughts about guaranteed sparkings per multi? Guaranteed sparkings per multi. I I don't think that they would have been good for the game back before when there was only 5 sparkings per banner. Um, but now that the banners are full of shit, I think at least UST should be guaranteed sparking per multi.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, I
I'm
think
here.
that's okay. You're back. Wokey's back. He lived.
I'm back.
The ring
They
wraith
tried to
did not
silence
get him
me
after
from.
all.
Yeah, no, the ring wraiths are not here to get me yet. They're trying. I think that guaranteed sparking makes sense now if they're going to keep something like UST around and make it shitty, make it less shittier by making it at least guaranteed.
Yeah, because I mean, with the USTs now, the way they are, and especially with units like fucking Broly and Metal Cooler, that's like they're kind of good. And like even when Khalifa and Kale and them came out, they weren't like world beaters. You know, none of them have been like super crazy, except maybe like Ultimate Gohan and like the GT Goku
Mm-hmm.
were probably like the really good ones that have come out of those recently. Unless I'm an
It's
idiot and I'm just
it's never
forgetting
been
them.
a Rising Girl banner that just featured some of the greatest units out there.
Exactly. I feel like if you're gonna go that route with these, that's fine. But you should probably go guaranteed sparking. I don't think you should do it for like the Legends banners where there's like 4 dudes in it only, because that'd be pretty ridiculous. But
Hmm.
you know,
Yeah,
either one works.
I could I could see that for the anniversary, that being a thing.
Yeah, I could see that. All right, the next one is from Anime Blaster at Anime Blaster YT, and he says, "Not a question, but the step up banner is flawed because if you do not complete all the steps in one day, the step resets to the next day and does not allow you to finish." I do not think that's a flaw. I think that's a very good thing.
Yeah, so the thing that ends up being very good about it is that, as again, we mention him a lot, which makes because he says a lot of stuff and sometimes they're dumb. So Hall said is that if you just wait a day, 2000 CC will always guarantee you at least one sparking.
Yeah, because you'll get the ticket. And
Yeah.
because the banner does not
So
reset when you finish the steps, it stays at the times 4 Goten rate level thing, which of course is horse shit because Goten's rate is cut to 25% of what it normally is. So buffing his rate by times 4, all that does is put it back to normal. Um, the banner doesn't go back to the 100, so there's really no reason to finish it once you get the ticket. So as
yeah,
long as you can get the ticket,
I
just go in and stop and just be happy that it resets every day.
yeah, I actually think that there is a lot of like, I think they should allow you to what's the word for it? They should have given you the choice of do you want to reset?
Oh, like just
Because I
click
think
reset back to the first step?
yeah, but it's you do it once per day, so that when a new day comes, you can do it as like, do you want to reset? Otherwise, you keep your progress. And if you don't complete the full step, then you miss out on the fact that you were like doing something or whatever. But I think that should have been that would have made it the best of both worlds. Funny enough, the one person I saw actually kind of complain about its current structure, which is not because it was bad, it was because it was kind of annoying. Was Rhyme Style because he was saying it's actually very annoying to record dual summon videos because that means that how are you going to do it when part one would have the actual step up banner, and then part two would not,
Oh,
unless you
because
waited
it's
an
back
entire day.
to yeah, it's back to the regular.
It's back to the Goten rates. So if you wanted to keep it fair between both people, you'd have to wait a day to film part two.
That makes
Well, and
sense.
then when I heard that, I was like, oh, you know what? That is a very kind of annoying thing that only affects a very
Yeah,
small
a
group of people.
small subset of people are affected by that. But yeah, I can see how that's annoying.
Yeah, that's really all I can. I think that when it was first coming up, I think people were kind of going. The funny thing was is that when that shit blew up, it was like my timeline was a lot of like, oh my god, it's a step up banner. Then it was like, oh my god, Legends ruined the step up banner. Oh my god, maybe they didn't. Oh my god, maybe they did. Oh my god, 4 times rate. Oh my god, he's actually just a regular rate. Oh my god, Projared's dick's out there. Oh my god, Goten.
Yeah, it was a lot of that.
There was a
I
lot
think
of
that
that
a
for
lot
my
of
Twitter
people
feed when
didn't
that came out.
think about the implication of what that reset meant at first. Because the first thing you think when you see that is, holy shit, I'm not going to get my second ticket unless I spend money because I'll never get that much in a single day.
Hmm.
But then they changed the structure of the banner so that like every 2,000 gets you a ticket. And plus the ticket doesn't really matter because the ticket does not that good on this one. But I mean it is a guaranteed sparking, so it's fine. But
Yeah,
the main
it's
annoyance
more of
that
a
I have is that when the banner resets, honestly, the banner's better for free to play people than it is for like whales because you can't go back to the earlier steps. You're just stuck on the Goten thing, and the daily reset means that you have less chance of getting Goten, basically. So if you're hunting
Mhm.
Goten, it sucks. If you're not hunting Goten, it's pretty great for you.
Yeah. Which I'm not hunting for Goten because I figure if I wait long enough, there's going to be more units that are going to be like him.
Yeah, he'll
So,
get stuffed in the same tickets that Beerus and Gohan are in anyway.
yeah. And eventually, hopefully, that will be enough to where, like, I don't, when I pull Beerus, it will be very unfortunate.
That's coming. You're gonna pull him at some point. So,
I don't know. Put
all
him on
right.
my rib ring team.
The next one is from Maromaku, and he says, "Do you think people who grind for Chrono Crystals should summon on the step up or save for the anniversary? Probably the anniversary, unless you're a hardcore Sun Family guy. Like I love playing the Sun Family, so this was like a no-brainer for me. I spent like every last stone that I had saved up. Um,
Yeah. I always see it as like I spend if as someone who still like does that and has story to grind for, I always do the 1,000 and then I'm done. Especially with like Broly, the new Broly event just gives you 1,000. Just do 1,000, then you're done, and then you can wipe your hands clean with it.
yep,
Because if you always miss every unit you don't pull for.
that's true. Yeah, if you don't try at all, you're never gonna get them. And then I see a lot of people like I think I'm kind of one of these people is like I don't like games where I save for 7 months and then I vomit everything on one banner because
Hmm.
like that
Yeah.
buddy of ours who asked the questions on our on to be released and he waited and waited and waited and toiled and worked to get that It Goku Black and he didn't get him.
No, now he's saving for the Zamasu.
Right, like I don't know how you don't quit the game after that because if you're not pulling, that means you're not really doing anything new. And then
I
you
don't know how
finally
anyone.
go ahead.
You know what? The closest I've ever come to quitting Dokkan is when I grinded up for that fucking for my guaranteed LR, and I said, "Oh well, I only have 3 of the units. What are the chances of it being BoJack again?" And then I got fucking BoJack, and then I closed the game, and I have not finished doing Goku Black's Easy A.
I can't say that I blame you. Getting a bad pull sucks,
Yeah.
but getting a bad pull when you never pull is like so much worse.
Oh
Because
man, you know
when the
what?
longer that I save for units, I don't know if entitled is the right word, but the more I expect to get them.
I almost feel like I have to. I'm gonna see if I can pull it up, but I'm going to tell you because this is perfect to what you're saying. So I play the NA version of Fake Grand Order, and
Hmm.
since we are 2 years ahead, people start saving from day one.
God
So,
Almighty.
so they have close to 1,000 somethings worth of stuff for for the dude that they want, and then they go into the pull thread and say, "I have this much. I have 100 tickets. I just want one copy." Let's see how it goes, and then they edit back with what they got, and it's always like I sometimes you get people going like I got one dupe out of the 1,000 and I'm good, and then you get the people going like I got fucking nothing.
Yeah, like
So
I don't know how you can play that way. I would quit.
I'm gonna see if I can pull it up. We'll continue on, and if I ever find it, then I'll tell you some of the choice stuff
Okay.
from it.
Okay. Some
But for right
quality
now, we'll keep
reading.
it forward.
The next one is
Yeah.
from at Brickfloor, and he says, "What are your favorite gacha subreddits? Also, I would really appreciate a timestamp for when the Q&A starts because I don't really care about Legends. I just watch for you guys." Oh, that's sweet.
Aw,
Yeah.
thanks, man. I was gonna say I also don't care about it. Really do. That's not true.
uh, I like the Opera Omnia subreddit. I think it's really good.
Again, I in terms of the ones that I go to all the time, it's literally the fake Grand Order Reddit I go to a lot. But that's also because they've eventually realized that since there's not a lot to talk about in the actual game, what they end up doing is just posting a bunch of fan art.
Yeah,
So
I've heard
I
that
go
place
for
is actually kind of a shitstorm.
it's actually if you here's the thing of what if we again our good friend Common actually is one of the mods there. Shout outs to Common, but it has what I want, which is basically like here's the when there's a help thread, it's like here's the help thread, here's the places where you'll go because literally this game is so packed that if you're playing NA, we already know all the answers to everything. So really, the rest of it is a bunch of people just translating comics about the characters, and maybe you go look at the characters and you go, maybe I will pull for this character because this one fan art made by this Japanese person that was translated into English is really good. And also, I like the fact that this guy has been. So, what, for example, one character has been. He's, I believe, I can't remember his name right now, but he's. God damn it, what is the name of Brunhilde's? Anyway, if anyone knows the legend of Brunhilde and the guy she kills, that guy got released recently, and by recently I mean like a year ago, and he shares the same voice actor as Kaiba. So people have been doing nothing but fan art as him as Kaiba.
That's pretty great, actually.
It is really good, and it's been really funny to see like this one character get associated with Kaiba, and then I see all that translated, and I go, I actually really do kind of want this, so I now want this guy
Just because he's
with this
Kaiba?
exact. Yeah. So I think it's good for that. And again, a lot of people kind of go into the idea of just like, oh, what do you want specifically from a Reddit? And that Reddit for me specifically gives me the like when there's an actual event, they're like, here's the help thread, go check this out if you want to see all that stuff. And then for everything else, for the rest of this, we've just decided that we're just gonna have a bunch of like fan art. And so the only time it ever blows up is when they decide to change something on the fan art of them going like maybe we should have less crazy sexual fan art, and everyone goes like hell you will.
Yeah, no, don't fuck with the smut. That's a good way to cause an
Exactly.
outrage.
Yeah, it's similar to how we I guess it's similar to the meme situation we had in Dokkan
Yeah.
where people just didn't
It
want to
sounds
let go
like
of
the
their
Fire
memes.
Emblem Heroes subreddit where like there's a lot of memes and stuff, but like it also gets super weird sometimes.
Yeah, yeah,
Like I'm
and
90% sure on that subreddit. I'm pretty sure that I could find it if I looked, but I'm not going to because I just don't want to. There's a long
fair enough.
ass thread of some guy like detailing why he likes Corrin's legs and feet. It's
Uh
like it's like it's
huh.
like it's like an essay that he wrote, and it's still on there, I think. And that's fucking waifu Reddits are weird, bro.
Yes, they are.
That's
Yes,
that's
they
the one
are.
advantage to Dragon Ball Reddits is that like none of that shit seems to happen because everyone's too busy just like bitching about stuff.
Uh, just wait for whenever they release a new Pan stuff.
Yeah, why is Pan? I don't know. I don't want
Cause
to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it.
no, you
It's
don't want
weird.
to talk about it.
It just seems weird. So the next question is from at Zenosama, and he says, "Why have we not gotten a Zentaro outfit and dolphin accessory for Shallot to wear?" It's a good question. Looking at you, balls in your court, Legends devs.
There you go. Do it.
Next one is from Zorak Master 26. He says, "Who is the most overrated and underrated unit in the game, in your opinion?"
Uh,
Underrated for me has got to be Ultimate Gohan. He's super good. I think he's like probably a top 10 or at least close to it. And everyone is like, he's
yeah, I've
okay.
learned as someone using Ribrian, I've learned to respect Ultimate Gohan more.
Learn to fear Ultimate Gohan. He's
Yeah.
really good, and nobody seems to respect him like at all. It's crazy.
Wow. Sorry, say it again.
Uh, the most overrated and underrated units for you.
Okay, let me see. In terms of overrated, I kind of want to go with. Hmm, This one's a tough one because it kind of goes into my mind of. I feel like we've gotten to a point now where I feel like Broly, the purple Broly, might be a little bit overrated at this point. In terms of just like I think people still fear him, and I feel like there's much more things to fear.
Yeah, there be dragons here now. I still think that he is good enough that it's hard to call him overrated. I think overrated for me is Lord Slug. He's really good. Like, I'm not saying
Yeah,
he's
Lord
not
Slug
good. He's
also
crazy
fall.
good. But I
Yeah, he
see all
is.
these people acting like he's, second only to Cell. Like he's in the same conversation as Cell and Broly, and he's just not.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's not the same thing. So yeah, I think there's certain units where it's just like in terms of overrated. I want to kind of see like I have to run into them for a brief moment in time. I really think that new Broly kind of got to that point until I actually fought one of them, and I was like, okay, he's not as good as people are saying, but he's also not as bad as I thought he was. So
Right.
yeah, so once you actually fight them, I think it's a little bit better. Metal Cooler was the same way of like I feel. Actually, you know what? I think maybe this is again showing the bias of the fact that I just have Ribrianne, so I can easily shit on Metal Cooler. But I feel like he's not as good as everyone kind of thinks he is.
Yeah, I can see that.
But I also think it's just because like card destruction would be really good if I didn't draw a card immediately after they destroyed my card.
Yeah, card destruction has like no lasting effect at all in most fights.
Yeah,
Because
no,
like
not
everyone
really.
nowadays busts card draw speed.
Yeah, exactly. Uh, Also, now that let me get to, I can't find the best one, but here's a very good one. So here's again, this is from a thread of freight grand order for someone who has been saving or someone who at least wails. Not enough. This is for when people were pulling for Jolter, which was a high tier waifu people that people had been saving since day one.
Okay.
This guy was a whale, so this kind of shows you the inside of a whale of fate. Not enough salt here. Let me fix that. Giving up on Jolter after 800 quartz and a Drake spook. And a spook means that this character showed up out of nowhere. Seeing as it only took me a mere 2,400 quartz to get an MP1 Nero bride, I'm not surprised. I'm just empty at this point. Meaning this person gave up. And then they did a later edit. Someone told me to do a single summon, and now I have her, and now I feel like I've made a pact with the devil.
Yeah, that kind of happens to me in games. That's the whale curse. Is that you will work your ass off to get a unit, and like you will get pissed off, and then you're like, oh my god, I rage spent or whatever, and you'll fuck yourself over. And then you'll look back and be like, damn it, I really wanted that. Oh well. And then the next banner will come out, and you'll throw it like a pity summon, and you'll get the fucking person
Yeah.
every time.
Here's another good one. Wow, screw gotcha. 400 quartz, 25 tickets, and he got four new 4 stars, meaning he did not get a single 5 star.
Oh my
Mm-hmm.
god.
Uh huh. I rolled over $300 worth of quartz plus 60 quartz that I had and 8 tickets I had saved. 0 5 stars. I'm suffering.
I'm suffering.
$400 worth of quartz. 0 SSRs. I'm dead. 15 tickets gone. 800 say quartz gone. 400 fragments gone. Not a single 5.
Why do people play this game?
And then the comment right below him is my condolences.
I don't know why that's so funny to
Again,
me, but that's funny as shit.
yeah, and so I like to go whenever there's I know a big waifu storm is coming. I go into the roll thread and I just kind of wait. I
You
wait as
just
people go
observe.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, especially because we're getting to the people who have been saving for 2 years, and it's like, oh my god, you have literally 2,000's worth of shit saved up because you haven't done anything.
That's
it
dangerous. That's dangerous.
is.
All right,
All
the
right,
next
I'm ready
one
for the next
is
question.
from Mark Leo 6000. He says, "Do you think the old step-up system was better? Because now we get one ticket less per round. Lost the guaranteed sparking step. I don't know that there ever was a guaranteed sparking step. Was there?
There was.
There was. Oh, okay.
I remember for Kyle Ken there being a guarantee.
Shows what I know. Gohan was ticket exclusive, but at least he had good odds on the ticket. It felt like Gohan was easier to pull, even though he was an exclusive. I don't know.
Mm,
I'm kind of mixed on the new ticket. I do feel like it is kind of harder to get Goten. I feel like he is like
Hmm.
a much rarer get than Gohan was at the time. But I think overall the banner is kind of better. It just feels like safer for free to play players because like you can wait every day, and even if you only do the three, you're still getting three pulls for the cost of one single summon normally.
Yeah.
Um,
The one thing I always see it as is like I guess people just don't like to wait.
yeah, yeah. I think if you want Goten, it is not as good, and if you just want to get new shit, it is better.
Yeah, I think I agree with that.
Because I mean, I don't know how many days it's up, but even if it's up for like 2 weeks and you only do the first step every time, that's like, God, it's like 40 units or something you're getting for like 1400 CC. It's pretty good.
Not the worst.
I think if you do only the first step for 14 days, you get 42 units for a multi and a half. Pretty good.
Yeah, and chances are maybe one of them will be the SSR. I definitely pulled an SSR Janemba the first time I did that, and I was like, wow, weird.
I've for some reason in this banner I got Goku a trillion times with like no effort. I think I pulled Goku. I pulled him 3 times in one multi, and then I got him in the free one also.
Hmm.
So I got four like right there, and then the day reset, and then I got Gohan and Goten the next day. But every other sparking I've gotten from this banner has been a woman fighter, Bulma or Videl
Oh,
every
you're
time.
so lucky. What I would give to get up to Mize so I could actually so she could benefit the female warrior team as opposed to just taking it from everyone else.
Yeah, that does suck that your Mai is not 5 star and that's your main team.
Yeah, I believe you mean that's my main fighter
Well,
that I
that
never
too.
switch.
That too.
I'm a,
All right.
I'm a my main.
Next one is from at JMP Life 1232. If the first anniversary of Legends is a failure, where do you see the game going? I don't know. I don't know, man.
The same direction as our collection if it is a failure.
I think it makes too much money.
That's the thing is that's the difference is that Legends even when it's not making money makes money as opposed to our collection which made very little money because all its fan base was in North America.
Yep, pretty much. Next one is from at Child Devourer. He says, "How come you keep coming back to Dokkan and then deleting it shortly after spending money on it? If by spending money on it you mean getting a new account, I guess. But I just don't go out to lunch that day to recoup the cost. I'm not like buying stones or whaling for units or anything, and mostly just because
Yeah,
Dokkan is very fun in short bursts, and then you play it more and you're
yeah,
like, man, this is stupid, and then I stop for a while.
yeah. And then you start, then restart. It's not that big a deal. It's not you're not spending any actual stones on it, so you're
Yeah,
not giving them what they want.
yep, pretty much.
So
They don't get any money out of me.
no, they don't.
Let's see. Next one is from Kooky. I don't know how to. Krabby.
Okay.
Yeah, there it is. What does Pan say when she uses her super attack in Legends? I have no idea. I play in Japanese.
I believe she says, "Oh no 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 no."
Okay.
At least that's what she says when you summon her. I think.
And then her second one is
No 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 no.
when was the start of the decline on Legends? Was it the Gogeta banner or was that just when everyone noticed it? Um, that's hard
It
to say
was.
because I think everyone's complaint about Legends is all different.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's some people who just automatically are like, and if you want to ask me, Legends downfall started on day one, and then I eventually got over it.
Yeah, like I don't think Legends is in a terrible place. The only complaint I have with it is that they just have no understanding of like how to pace their unit releases. And I guess because it's a fighting game-ish type like air quotes fighting game, they have to do it kind of like
Mm-hmm.
that because like nobody plays this shit for the single player mode, you know? So I guess they're thinking like it's better to give them new stuff so that they can always play with new stuff. But it's just too much. Like people when you release stuff in games like this, people want to pull it. Like cuz at the core of every gotcha game is that little kid who played Pokemon and he really wanted to catch them all. And like that same mentality is there for a lot of people. And so when you release stuff like crazy, you really alienate a lot of people because it becomes unfeasible for them to keep any sort of collection speed up. And it also doesn't help that Legends likes to
Mm-hmm.
make all of its units good, and that sounds like a weird thing to say because I know most people are like, well, why would you want shitty units? And you don't, but it does suck when you're like going in and you're trying to play, and then every single week there's another like hugely good unit that comes out. Even if you don't really need it, it feels like you need it just because of how good the unit is.
Yeah, and again, the only real thing that I always have a problem, and it's the summoning has just gotten worse. I still like playing Legends a whole bunch, and I think some of the newer stuff has been interesting. Like I thought Yamcha's event has been a different way of kind of giving out a free new character. I think that doing the PvP where it was just super easy to get the 50 was an interesting experiment. I guess it did lead to this thing of like I'm in my super high ranks, but then also I'm fighting dudes who have teams that are not built to actually fight me.
Yeah,
But
I
I
don't
thought
know.
that
It
was
was
interesting just
yeah,
because it feels like it got people to play PvP who don't usually play PvP.
yeah. I definitely don't. I don't hate the gameplay at all. I think the gameplay is fun.
Yeah,
Other than Faint is stupid,
yeah,
but
Faint's dumb.
it is what it is. But the summoning needs work. It's a problem.
Yeah, the fact that the UST ticket has gone from something to look forward to just another thing you pull on one day has been a real bummer for me personally.
Yeah, agreed. Let's see. The next one is from El Taco No, and he says top five Dokkan subreddit calculations.
El Taco, yes.
Yeah.
Um, I don't really pay attention to math because I hate math. This isn't a thing of like I don't. This isn't like a Dokkan specific thing. I just really don't like math.
Fair.
I think
I,
you
I
want
this was
want
a
to know how I
meme
spent my
question
math
anyway.
class?
He's just memeing about the
Yeah.
the recent
You know
dilemma.
how I spent my fucking math class back in 10th grade for 2 years because I got sent to the same remedial math class at the same time. Is that I pulled out the PSP and I played against a friend of mine and played that Naruto PSP fighting game for 2 years.
Sounds like you had a very dedicated teacher.
I did, and the funny thing is that on the second time, because I realized like I just need to pass this class one time, and I can. This will count to my. This will count towards me being able to graduate. The teacher was always like, "If you do any work, I give you an A." And so the reason I failed this class is I never did any work. And then on the last day, I did some work. I got an A, and I was done with math.
Nice. That's Jesus. All right.
The California school system, everyone. It was a class
Excellent.
full of 30 rowdy Mexicans.
Let's see. The last question is from at Project Ascension, and he says, "Who's your favorite Marvel superhero?"
Oh man. Uh, hmm. I want to say it's probably. I think I really like Rocket, but
Really?
that's because he's a. The my selections are always going to be how weird is the character. So I like a lot of like weird characters like. I like Rocket Raccoon. I like Beta Ray Bill. I like Throg. I like all those characters who like nobody else likes because they're weird and one-off characters that you don't really see. Before the movie got big, I really was a fan of Guardians of the Galaxy because they had weird two dudes like Groot and they had like Rocket Raccoon. So when that movie came out, I was like, no way in hell are they ever gonna make a Guardians of the Galaxy movie. That's too weird. And then they did it, and I was like, oh shit,
That's fair.
great.
I mean, Spider-Man is the obvious answer, so I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna pick
He
someone
is.
other than him.
That's why I didn't want to say Spider
Yeah,
Man.
exactly. I'm gonna pick someone else. I really like post MCU. I really like Thor and Captain America.
Yeah, yeah. Captain America also hits. I think it also kind of depends. As someone who's been, not counting the MCU and especially going into like some of the comic stuff, it kind of really depends on the comic series. Like I really like Hulk, but I also like specifically World War Hulk and Planet Hulk. That Hulk, the one who was like sent to an alien planet and he became a crazy leader of a
Yeah, he
war.
was really pissed off about it.
Yeah, but then he wasn't really pissed off. He was sent to a war planet, and then he took over the war planet, and then a bomb that was found on his ship blew up, and so he thought he blamed it on the people who sent him there. So then he took all his new war raiders, and then he went to Earth because they killed his alien wife who was pregnant with his child. Because the only way you can write a good comic story is to kill a woman. So then he went to Earth and then just literally beat the shit out of everyone. Like he went up to Black Bolt, who is one of the strongest Marvel characters out there, at least at the time of that reading, who's If people don't know him, he's an inhuman whose main ability is he can't talk because if he talks, he can literally destroy an entire planet with his voice alone. So even a whisper is too much to handle from him. And Hulk beat the shit out of him when he was actually talking to him. So I really liked that comic series. I thought it was
Comics are
really
wild.
cool.
Yeah, if we go by
Yeah.
comics, for me it's probably Wolverine. Fucking love Wolverine.
Yeah, Wolverine's also very good. Another one who's like an extremely obvious
Yeah,
choice, but I don't mention.
easy choice, but I feel like the X-Men have been on the back burner in public, like pop culture for a while, because their movies
Yeah,
have been mid as fuck. So
Dark Phoenix coming soon.
yeah, everybody fucking look forward to that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Spider-Man and Wolverine, and then if I'm not allowed to pick the obvious two, then Thor and Captain America.
Mm-hmm.
And that's our final question.
All right.
So we did it.
Sweet.
We survived another episode of Legends Roadwork.
We did it. And with a new, more finally, you've seen my way of things.
Yeah, I've seen the light of how it's meant to be.
Yeah, this it's just easier to talk this way because you assume everyone who's watching this already knows.
Yeah, I don't need. Yeah, you don't need to fucking be detailed all this information because you already know all the information. It's not helping you at all. So might as
No.
well just have some fun with it.
Yeah, it's true. And we're all about fun here, which is why some people apparently that one guy skips all the legend stuff and goes straight to questions.
Yep, yep. I gotta respect that, honestly.
Big respect.
Big respect.
Big respect.
So thank you, everybody.
I,
We will see you in the next episode when we talk about whatever the hell the anniversary is.
hell yeah. Or really, coming soon.
Bye, guys.
Bye bye.